Hi guys, I just want to share with you something which has been on my mind for the past few weeks. Just this is my studies for the past few weeks, for a while now, and it's quite shocking. Really, it's quite shocking on what I found out. So I just want to really share it with you because it's very powerful and in a way and confusing. It's another whole area of life which has been pulled over our eyes. We've been we've been in the matrix, and it's time to get out of the matrix. It's really time to get out of the matrix. I hope you understand what the matrix is. If you haven't seen the film, go and see the film because it's really good. It's a really good study tool. Anyway, what I'll talk about is registration and what that means. And you probably got a fair idea through through um, through registration on your car. Talk about that one. When you buy a car, you then have to register it with a DVLA. DVLA, and they'll give you back. You got to fill out a form, V5C form, which then you fill it out, send it back. They send it back to you, and you are then the registered keeper. Registered keeper, or are you the owner? Are you the owner? Did you pay money for it? Are you the owner? So why are you called registered keeper? What's happened is that you have basically given over ownership of your car, of your vehicle, car, motorbike, whatever, your vehicle, to the registration. Registration, there's the word Regis in it. Regis. And registration is when you log something down, it's logbook. It's called logbook. And registration, Regis, is the king. You give over entitlement to the king, or in this case, it's the crown corporation. So you've given over entitlement, or actually not entitlement, ownership to the crown corporation, who then gives it back to you, or more, gives it back to you as a keeper, as a guardian of the assets which is in the logbook of the king, of the crown corporation. So you've given over entitlement or ownership to the king. He gives it back to you to look after. You've then got to upkeep the vehicle, MOT, insure it, blah blah blah, and look after it. It's all yours. Any fines, penalties is on you. So you're no longer the owner of it. You're the keeper of it. And if you get a speeding fine, you have to pay for it. And if you do not look after your vehicle, or you commit a serious offence, they'll come and take it and scrap it, because it's basically theirs, and they're taking away your toy because you're not playing with it very well. So it's not yours. It's not yours. That's one thing. Yeah. So now, this is the bit which has really got to me, is that when you register your child, what are you doing? When you've registered your child, exactly the same process. You've registered your child, you've put it in as, and basically gave your child away to the king or the crown corporation. It then gives it back to you. The crown corporation gives it back to you to look after. You're a guardian. You're the guardian. You're no longer the parent because you give it away. Yeah. On the birth certificate, you stated that you were the informant. The informant, mother, father, the informant of the name. So you basically dobbed your child in, and basically gave it away to the king. So you've given your child away. What bad parents you are. Bad parents. Wow. I mean, we're all in this situation. So we've all been given away to the state with state property, state assets. And as that, here comes the next part, is that as assets, the crown makes money out of us through enactments of law taking place years before. In fact, 1666. 1666 was when notice the 666 in there. It's like, oh my gosh, should give us a clue really. But we, in the law, QV, I'll have to put it up on comments or something. I'll have to give you the links or whatever. It's enactment, and through ecclesiastical law, through Catholic law, from the Vatican. It's law from the Vatican. What they did was with the crown back then was they gave every person or every human being, because person is a different legal name, every human being a surname. We were born with a Christian name, so then we've then given a surname, a serf name, serf name, and there's other abbreviations, but it basically means slave name, serf name. You are a serf, but the name was your surname is your trade name, your trading name. What was my parents doing? What was my forefathers doing back then? So I'm called Wright. So my forefathers back in the 1600s were Wrights, which is a worker with wood, which is amazing because I still am a worker with wood. I make things, which is still fantastic. So then they took on their trade name, their trading name. Whatever you was trading in, you were then, that was classed as your trade name, as your commerce name. This is where it all gets all interesting. Your commerce name, your commercial name, your corporation name, your corporate name. So this is what they've enacted, and in I think it's the turn of the century, 1913, I think it was. There was another enactment. I forget what that was called. Which it's birth certificate. It was birth certificate. Yeah, they brought in the birth certificate then. And so, if you're trading, you then have to pay tax. Human being doesn't pay tax as an income tax or whatever. So they commercialized human beings. In 1913, they gave us the birth certificate. The birth certificate was drawn up by the bankers of the world, or the Rothschilds, which was to monetize people. Our birth certificates is all done in Admiralty law, which is there's two laws. There's common law, which is do no harm or loss to another human being and keep the peace, which is what constables should be looking for and serving under. That's a different matter. And then you have UCC, or contract law, which is Admiralty law, law of the sea, and is how they did commerce between countries. So that they had to have standardized laws. So all the laws throughout the whole world, every single corporation is under UCC. Whether in China, Russia, Australia, wherever, they all work on maritime admiralty contracts law, which is UCC, Universal Commercial Code. So we are now commercialized. We've been commercialized. Human beings have been commercialized. We've become goods for the state. With our birth certificates, we then have become a bond, which then is floated on the stock market. People trade on birth certificates, on bonds, stocks and bonds. We are what they're trading on is us. But what? Amazing. they're trading on us. They're trading on us. And your birth certificate, we're all entitled. We're all equal on this planet. We should have 1/7 billionth a share of the inheritance of this earth. But these people, these evil bankers, they have pulled the wool over our eyes and making us see in error. They're committing fraud on us. That's a huge, big, even more of a bigger subject. I'll keep it short. So we are then floated on the stock market. We are stocks and bonds. We are bonds. When the country wants to, at birth we are assigned the weight of our birth in gold. £7 baby, you get £7 of gold, and then that's accumulated. That's then traded on, and over the years it goes up and up and up and up and up and up. So behind your birth certificate is lots of money. So when we were commercialized, our birth certificate, we were then signed in capital letters. That's the capitalization of our letters. So we are two people. There's the straw man of us, and then there's the human being of us. The human being is Tony, flesh and blood. The capitalized version is what they call the straw man, is a fictional thing which is commercialized. So our birth certificate is our birth of our commercialized entity of us. But it's not us, because it's copyrighted from the Crown. The Crown holds entitlement to the name of, in capitalization, of Tony Wright. So they've taken that gold. They've floated on the stock market. They're making money on our inheritance. And these people, the people are getting richer and richer and richer. So, well, that was, I'm hoping that was just an introduction of a whole new world. And I'm hoping that's going to get you to ask questions. It's like, what's this about? Is this real? I'm hoping that you'll do the investigation and find out for yourself. And if you want to speak to me, if you want to speak further, then fantastic. Contact me. Awesome. So I've got loads of links, which has all sources. And but the big thing is, our children and us, we're all debt slaves. We're slaves that they're making money out of us. We're being fleeced. So we need to get out of this. We need to get out of this corporatization of us. We need to start living as the human sovereign being, as what God made us to be. And start living a real life. We're living in a fake life. Anyway, I'm just rattling on now. So, okay, I hope you get something out of this message, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye. Cheers. Bye.